How can I forgive my boyfriend after trust has been broken in an open relationship? My boyfriend and I have an open/poly relationship. We don't live together and only see each other once every couple months because he works on the road. During a visit where I came and saw him back in June, he let it slip that he had began dating a girl he met back in March, and then when I got upset because he hadn't ever told me, or even established if it's okay to date outside the relationship, he apologized and said he thought he told me but must have forgotten. I have been extremely distraught about it. I've tried really hard to get over it. It's not even that he's dating another person, as if we had talked about it and I got to know her. I think it'd have been okay with it, but now I can't be because of how it all happened. I tried really hard to be supportive, but I've been very open with him that I don't like her, and I never will. He's offered to break up with her and I told him I don't want that because I don't think that's fair to her, and I don't want to make his decisions for him like that. It's too controlling. I'm just going to have to deal with the way I feel. But I've been feeling horrible. Probably once a day I just think about it and start getting nauseous. We fight now and we never did before. My mental health has plummeted to an extent I was briefly hospitalized after I found out. I'm trying so hard to be okay with it, but I just can't. I've become jealous, which I never was before, and I just can't trust him. I don't believe anything he says, and I've realized half the time I'm right not to. I'm really worried this relationship has become irreparably damaged by this little mistake. He's even stopped talking to her, but he keeps holding it above my head by saying how she's messaging him every day crying, but he just ignores her to make me happy even though I told him that's not what I want. I feel like I can't win. I just want this to all go away and things to be the way they were before. How do I move on from this? What sort of boundaries are needed in this situation? I'm at a complete loss, and I just feel horrible every day. ComNet. Once trust is broken, there is no repairing it. If you somehow fix and regain the trust again, then it had no value to begin with. These wounds don't heal. You're not a suitable candidate for an open relationship. Which is okay because most people aren't. You move on by feeling good that you now have proof of your monogamous nature and can now make better choices going forward. FYI, this situation goes above and beyond just being open or poly, because he's also enjoying the emotional abuse of constantly rubbing his other partner in your face. End this and go find someone who wants you and you alone. The open relationship never bothered me till I realized he was hiding an actual relationship. That was never part of the deal, so to me that isn't just an aspect of an open relationship, it's basically cheating. Next story 2. How do I tell my friend that I don't like her partner after they were racist to my boyfriend? My friend has been on and off with her partner for about 6 months now. At first I didn't think anything negative about them, they were always sweet to me. At Christmas there was an incident where her partner acted racist towards my boyfriend during a concert. My friend and I weren't there when this happened, so I didn't find out until weeks later. She still doesn't know about it. Apparently her partner, who had been talking casually with everyone else at the event, completely ignored my boyfriend when they were left alone in a room together. When my BF tried to spark a conversation, he was completely ignored. They have several things in common, so I had assumed they would get along fine. I'm from a small town, and my boyfriend was one of the only non-white people at this event. This made my boyfriend feel uncomfortable and unsafe, and if I knew about it that night I would have took us home early. I don't live in the same town as my friend. I only see her on holidays a few times a year, but we are old friends and we're loyal to each other. I've not brought up this event to her, but it's getting hard to avoid it. It really hurt my BF. He doesn't want to visit my hometown anymore since this happened. I want to stand by him and my morals on this, but I don't know the correct way to confront my friend. She keeps asking if her partner can come hang out with us, and I don't want to lie or make up excuses. I don't want to see her partner after what happened, and I'm not interested in an apology from them. I feel like owe my friend honesty, but this will mean opening a can of worms. How should I go about this? TLDR, My friend's partner was racist to my boyfriend several months ago. How do I tell my friend I don't want to hang out with her partner? Comnet. I've been in a very similar situation. Guy completely ignored me, but was nice to everyone else. I thought it must have been because I was the only non-white kid there. Turns out he had heard a BS rumor about me from high school. We became sort of friends for a bit. Although I haven't seen him in ages. Could it be a misunderstanding? Definitely could be a misunderstanding, but I don't feel like that's my call to make. My boyfriend took it as racism and I feel like I'm in no position to argue with him about that. From my perspective, there's other reasons why her partner was cold to him, but my partner is firm on his stance. I would feel a bit spineless if I tell my BF I believe him, then go and hang out with the person that caused him to feel that way. Hopefully that makes sense. You really need to communicate without accusations. As a black woman, I understand your thought process, but you can't just accuse people of racism. Just tell your friend what happened. Give their partner another chance. It's possible the partner had other things going on and that's why they were ignoring your BF. I wouldn't go nuclear immediately. I would say something like, as much as I would love to spend time with you and partner's name, I feel like there's some confusion. Your partner's name felt like NB partner was ignoring her the last time we hung out. It hurt and confused him because the two have similar interests and he thought they would connect. I'm sure you understand that in our area, sometimes your partner is in high alert and hyper aware of his skin color and how some people may treat him because of that. We're not accusing NB partner of anything, but that's how your partner perceived their actions. Can we get together to discuss this further? Your friendship means a lot to me and I don't want to lose it over a possible miscommunication. Of course you can edit this to get rid of the corporate speak, but I honestly think that before jumping to conclusions you should communicate what happened so maybe you can get some understanding. Think of it as less as a confrontation and more of an attempt to get an understanding. See your friend's reaction and go from there. And of course involve your boyfriend in this process as well. Next story 3. My ex-GF came back to me but doesn't want me back. What just happened? Me and my ex broke off a 2-year relationship about a month ago, over a stupid misunderstanding we could have fixed looking back on it. We have both since been with new partners and are aware each other have moved on sexually. I still miss her but I didn't reach out. Until a couple nights ago when she called me and I let it ring out. She then texted me asking if I was going to a mutual friend's party. I was, and when I went she never showed up. That was until as I was leaving she rolled through the door and made a beeline straight to me. She was instantly all over me, hugging me, kissing my neck. This escalated to her going full PDA at the party and eventually giving me a BJ in the bathroom. She asked to have sex but I told her I would not sleep her in a bathroom. I was drunk and one thing led to another and we Ubered to her house. When we arrived she told me she can't do this. She ordered me an Uber home. I was frustrated and told her it was mean of her to do this and respectfully went home. She then later called me asking me to sleep on the phone. Throughout the night she kept telling me how much she loves me and calling me nicknames she used to call me. Fast forward to the next morning, I picked her up and we sat on a bench by the lake. Same energy. She sat on my lap telling me how much she loves me and will never find the same. Kissing me and touching me etc., but now sober. Then as I drove her home I talked about the idea of us spending more time before we leave for different universities at the end of the month. She rejected me. Told me if we're to get back together we need to mature, and though she loves me she can only see us together in the future after we explore and mature past our old issues. I dropped her off and she called me a couple times more before I eventually said we must go, no contact. Now I'm confused. Why would she do this? What was the point of her making me feel loved again? I miss her like hell, man. Those 24 hours felt so right. Worst part is before this I was finally feeling okay. Any advice is appreciated. Thank you to anyone who read this. Comnet. You're long-term material, not fun/exploration material. Good on you. Grow some self-worth and move on. She is using you for validation. Grow some self-respect and ignore her. Why would she do this? What was the point of her making me feel loved again? She rejected me. Told me if we're to get back together we need to mature, and though she loves me she can only see us together in the future after we explore and mature past our old issues.